Hello, everyone. Welcome to another impactful episode. I'm so sorry, I'm just looking at my other screen. Welcome to another impactful episode, number 46. I have a very, very special guest today. Before that, Napoleon Hill says that every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of equal or greater benefit. My guest, Amol Karale, is a person who is made up of failure. He's changed his life. He's changed his life not just 360 degree. I would say he changed his life 1,000 times better in just 12 months. Amol is a morning ritual specialist. He's a mindset transformation mentor and the author of the best selling book, which is the title of today's episode as well, The Magic of Failure. He transformed his life in just 12 months with his hard work, rituals, and self discipline. Amol has been interviewed by AB News on their talk show Apni Pehchan. His story has been featured in an online magazine, Brilliant Read. He has trained more than 10,000 people through his webinars, YouTube channel, talk shows across the country. And it's not just across India, I should say across the globe now. So far, Amol has personally mentored more than 500 people in his signature program, Morning Ritual Miracles, which is MRM, on their mindset, belief system, habits, attitude, and fear. Amol is on mission to transform 10 million lives, which I don't see it far at all. He's been speaking at various prestigious institutes and corporates. He's been training hundreds of students to build their life by working on their mindset. Now, before I hand it over to Amol and welcome my guest, he's also, like I said, he's been into the Global Indians Top 2020. That's Amol. Amol is also my mentor who actually introduced me to the world of storytelling. With that, and he's been an author, so with that, let me welcome Amol Karale. Hello, Amol sir. How are you doing today?
Hi, Amit. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for inviting me on your show, Stories That Impact. Thank you.
No, thank you for implementing the seed of stories that impact in my head, and and especially thanks for your that I'm short of words today. It happens, right? When you meet your mentor and your mentor is with you on the show itself, you get a little uh, anxious. So that's my stage today, everybody. But yeah, let's hear from Amol today. Is that Amol? I want to take you back. Before 2018, before you kicked in, before 2017. Let's hear the Amol a decade ago. Let the audience hear that first.
I think very powerful question. I love this question when people want to know about my previous version, which I call as version 1.0. Yeah, before 2018, obviously I was not the same person. I had a lot of problem. I had a lot of struggle, challenges in my life. Went through a lot of failures, but yeah, I'm really thankful to God and universe to give me that failures. So just to brief bit about myself, about my life before 2018 was not good. Everything was good in my life, like me, my dad, my mom, my sister, everything was fine. But two incidents happened in my life where I completely lost my self confidence, where I started becoming fearful, where I started worrying about log kya kahenge. uh, I was bullied in my school days. The two incident the first incident was when I lost my sister. She was 4 years old. She was suffering from cancer. Uh, my dad was a tailor. My mom was a housewife. I typically belong to a very middle class family. Lived in Chawl, like 150 square feet. And my parents tried their best to save, but I lost my sister when she was just 4 years old. And that time I was in fifth standard. And then I got a big specs. Obviously, I'm not wearing specs. Just few months back, I've done LASIK surgery. I was wearing big specs. My number was like minus 8.5, very, very thick specs. Whenever I go to a school, and that specs was on fifth standard. Students will bully me, they will tease me. And this two incident impacted big time in my education journey. After fifth standard, my marks went down. I was not able to focus. I was getting distracted. A lot of negative thoughts started coming to my mind, and because of this, my education was not that great. I got promoted in ninth standard. I just got 54th percentile in 10th standard. I failed in my 12th standard in my first attempt. I just got 29 percentile. I didn't went to paper because whenever I went to a paper, I will shiver. I will forget all the answers. And I told my mom that, Mom, I don't want to give paper because I think I would not be able to clear. And I'm very scared whenever I go to paper. My mom told me, okay, it's fine. But again, my dad told me, Amol, you can't stop your education. You need to clear your 12th standard, because if you don't have degree, if you don't have past 12th, your life will become very difficult. So somehow I cleared my 12th standard in second attempt. I just got 50 percentile. I got KT in my first year. I got KT in my second year. Again, I failed miserably in my third year. Again, my dad told me the same thing, Amol, you need to clear a graduation, because if your graduation is not clear, you will not get job and your life will become very difficult. I told fine. I worked hard again and I cleared my graduation my second attempt again with just 50 percentile. Now, the next part of life is to get job, to make some money. I started going for interviews, but whenever I go for interviews, everyone started rejecting me because they were seeing my mark sheet. They were seeing my communication skill, my personality. They told me, Amol, you're feeling 12, you're feeling graduation. I think you doesn't fit our corporate culture. You doesn't fit our job. I got back to back rejected in seven corporate interviews, and I thought, what's happening with my life? Neither I'm getting success in my education, neither in my corporate. Again, I came to my dad. I told my dad, I think, I don't know, I'm not getting job. Same thing happened. Somehow I got my first job, but I was not enjoying my corporate life. I told my dad that I want to start some business. Uh, my dad helped me. He gave me some money. I started my first business of mobile Shopee. I failed. Second business, I started selling kurtis door to door. I failed. Third business, I started selling franchisee of distance learning MBA program of Wellinger, Sikkim Manipal University, of an MIMS, but I failed. I failed in all my three business. I was just thinking, what's happening with my life? Why I'm not getting success and whatever I'm trying. Uh, the life continued. I got new job. I started doing job, but I was not happy in my corporate life. I was just going every morning. I'll wake up at 9 o'clock, 9:30. No purpose. I was just doing it for namesake. I was doing sales job, living in my job in stress, pressure. Never achieved my targets because I think I think the problem with me was I didn't have clarity in my life. I was not knowing what I'm trying to do. But luckily, I don't know what happened in 2018. I got a big shift, and I was seeing my mom and dad always crying for me. I remember one incident when some relatives had came to my home, and I was in one of my bedroom, uh, and while I was listening, that my mom was very she was really worried about my future, about my career. And I have seen my mom would always go to some jyotishi. She'll show my date of birth and ask why I'm not getting success. And literally that day, my mom, my dad literally broke down. And I thought, "Okay, what's happening, man? I can't give that happiness to my parents. My dad had a dream that I should become a doctor. My mom had a dream. And what I was trying to do with my life. And like before that, Amit, I had developed a lot of bad habits because I was looking for pleasure. And I thought drinking, alcohol, smoking will give me pleasure. I started a lot of bad habits. I started drinking, smoking. I started wasting a lot of time on weekend. I will watch Netflix, movies. I had negative friends in my life. And I was just wasting. I was just wasting my life. But from 2018, when I went to this incident, when my mom and dad were crying in front of my relatives, I took that commitment. I will do whatever it takes to change my life. And from May 2018, my transformation journey started. So that was I wanted to do in my life. That I wanted to make my family proud, and that's how my journey of transformation started.
Wow. Wow. Now, before we move on to the version 2.0, Amol, I would still like to go back a bit, and I'm sorry, I might be digging in the old graves, but I still, because I want people to understand this, because there are a lot of people who go through many things, but not everyone comes out the way you did. Okay, so I want to emphasize on those aspects basically. So now let's go back again. So you went through a lot of struggle of, you failed in exams and you went through all that, and I understand that one of the best blessings that could happen is that your parents still believed in you. I think every parent believed in them, but your parents were still there to support you in many aspects, right? With that, tell me about your friends at that moment. Was there any key friends who were still like, one of the key backbones of you as well? And any other family members who have continuously supported you during these tough times?
Uh, no, to be very honest with you, when I was going through tough time, I didn't get great friends because I was not a guy who was very social person. I didn't get friends because I would always stay alone. Because see, when you go through some tough time, obviously your friends, uh, they make fun of you. And like being in Chawl, I was seeing that everyone is growing in their life. Everyone is smiling, they're enjoying their life, and I never got connected with anyone in my child or in my school days. I didn't have any great friend who supported me. Thus, my parents supported me during that struggle time. I had one friend where we both will discuss about a career, about education, like what's happening with my life. But yeah, he sometimes will inspire me. But again, not someone who just give me can go and you can do it. So it's just about me because I got that burning desire that I can't see my mom and dad always crying for me. But yeah, in my transformation I got few friends, but before my transformation I didn't have anyone who were there.
Hmm, interesting. Uh, Tell me now. I asked this question specifically to those people who have been into their deepest dumps. Did you ever thought of? Did ever the thought of suicide or taking extreme actions came into your head?
Yes, obviously that came into my mind to a lot of times. Okay, when my dad will shout at me, when my dad will always tell me you can't do anything in life. Whenever I was in alone, I had got that thoughts to go and suicide. I was searching in Google how we can suicide, what kind of medicines we can take and all that stuff. But somehow I am really grateful to God. I never took that actions, and I will not recommend to anyone. But yeah, see again, like people always inspire you, they motivate you. But when you are going through a tough time, you know what you're going through. Okay, but yeah, somehow I told him, no man, I can't do this because and I was a single son, and obviously but somehow I will cry a lot. I was a very emotional guy. uh, I will literally cry, that too alone. And whether whenever I go to office, if my boss shout at me, I will go to washroom and I will literally cry. I broke down. I had so many emotions because I was emotional. I was not strong emotionally. I was not strong, and it took me a long time to work on my emotions. When my dad will shout at me again, I will go and I will cry. So no, like my relationship with my dad was not that great, to be very honest with you, because my dad was a bit strict. And again, I'm not blaming him. I'm really thankful that he has changed a lot after seeing my transformation. But yeah, I didn't have a great rapport with my dad. Whenever he'll come to home to have his lunch, I will go out. Whenever he'll come, I will just sit in this way and I will try to run away. That was my mindset. But yeah, I had got few thoughts of suicide. Yeah.
Wow, wow. The reason I ask is that, people always think that. And, with the generations changing, it's always important to understand that, even person like you transformed yourself. You are everywhere now. You're transforming so many people. But even you had those thoughts and you came out of it. So it's not just that, it's the end of the world. And that's one of the things. So, but I'm very intrigued to know that, that you couldn't face eye to eye with your dad. Is it good because that you felt as a failure within and you're not up to the standards meeting his
Yes.
expectation? Oh.
Yes, true. I feel that failure within. See, because my dad will always tell me, like whatever money I have made, whatever I've done, you try to make it at least. Then I will, So there's always in comparison, and it's okay because see, when we are from that middle class family, the comparison happens. And my dad was a tailor, so whenever he will go out to shop, few of his friend will come and will tell my son has gone to abroad, my daughter has become doctor. And obviously, your parents feel, man, like I can't share some good thing about my son, and because I feel into wealth, like my dad's friend will come, they'll give some sweet box to my dad. Okay, my son got 90 percentile, and my dad will always tell, like, yeah, he passed. I had failed, but my dad and mom will always tell to everyone that I have passed, because see they were worried if people will start teasing me. And obviously, like, see, when you stay in that, very small family and typically in Chol, we always give importance to people. And my dad had that, like, nature where they'll always think what other people are saying. Again, I'm not blaming them. It's all about their upbringing. Okay. And that's how my life was. And that's the reason I didn't have that great rapport with my dad. It's because of fear. Yeah, fear were there because I had a lot of respect for my dad. The fear was there, the respect part. And obviously I was not able to help, made my parents proud. My dad and mom had a dream that I should become a doctor. And when you shatter that dream, it becomes very difficult to face your parents. Yeah.
True. True. No, that's very well put, Amol. Is that I can only imagine uh, how log kya kahenge. That's the whole way parents had been gone through, and unfortunately, a lot of even our generation goes through in that. Now let's come back to 2018, okay, and share starting what happened from 2018. First, how was that one day, if you can say that, that one day when you realized or something happened that day, which was the triggering point of your version 2? What was that first day and how did it happen?
Yeah, that same incident when my mom and dad were crying. There was too many things. I was not enjoy. I was working with Times of India, and literally I didn't had a great rapport with my boss in Times, and me and my friend were having tea, uh, and just were discussing about our career, about future. I don't know. Somehow, like I'm thankful to my boss. He shouted at me. uh, Probably that was the turning point of my life. The two incidents, when my dad and mom, where they cried in front of relative, and when my boss shouted at me, and he told me, Amol, you're good for nothing. I think that was, like, that incident which, and I'm really thankful to universe that I went through that two incident. And then I decided, I stood in front of mirror, I promised to myself, I will do whatever it takes to change my life. I will do whatever it takes. That's how my journey of transformation started.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, sometimes it just takes one triggering point. And of course, if your parents, we everyone love their parents, everybody. And when they break down in front of somebody, that shatters you. And so yeah, okay. So now we know your two key triggering points. What happened from there now? So how did now let's see the version 2 change.
So yes, I remember the date, 11th May 2018. It was my birthday, and sometime when I connect the dots, I think it was in my destiny. The reason God gave me failure and challenges because He wanted. And now I'm really thankful that I went through failures. Okay, in 2018, actually my transformation journey started. I started looking out for someone who can guide me, who can inspire me, who can really understand me. I started reading a lot of books, and every self-help book told me only three principles that you need to have. First, invest in your personal development. Second, have a mentor in life, and third, have some kind of morning rituals. I started thinking, okay, these are the three things which I need to. I first principle was there, you to invest in your personal development. I thought, okay. Second, have a mentor in life. So who will be my mentor, and what is this mentor all about? Because I was not knowing this term mentor. First time in 2018, I came to know, yeah, there is a concept of mentor and coach. So I started reading. I started searching on Google. I started, like typing on Google, best mentor in India, best coaches in India. And I know, like, as soon as I typed this best mentor in, I came up with some of few of trainers and coaches and all that stuff. uh, I started searching on Facebook. I started doing a lot of research, and I started attending a lot of free work. That time it was a workshop, physical workshop. I attended few of gurus, trainers workshop, but I never got resonated with anyone. I thought, yeah, these people are just for money, and how they can change my life. Then I came across with my first mentor. Obviously, was Dave, and I'm really grateful that he came into my life. I saw one of his ad in Facebook, and but it was very difficult to meet him because I think he was not stay. I did some research. I came to know he stays in Pune. Somehow I got his number. I messaged him, and he told me one condition: then he need to read my book, 80% mindset, 20% skills. I thought, what is this hell, man? I wanted him to change his life, and he's telling me to read his book. What is this shit? But I thought, okay, yeah, yes, if he's told me to read the book, let me read his book. Okay, I read his book. I got a lot of good aha moments. I messaged him, sir, I've done. I've read your book. Now tell me how you can help me. He told me, Amol, have patience. I'll let you know. I was surprised. I read his book in just 6 to 7 hours. Now he's telling me to wait. What the hell? I waited, and after 1 week or 10 days, he messaged me that I'm doing a workshop in Mumbai. You can come and join. I finally I thought, at least I'll come to know who's this guy. I went, I attended a session, and boom, I thought he's the right fit for me. He can help me. And then I found my mentor. Second, I qualified. First, I started. That's the first investment which I made, where I invested 1 lakh in my mentorship. It was like 1 year mentorship. So I qualified two things. One is investment in personal development. I got my mentor. Third thing, morning rituals. Now, what is this morning rituals? Again, I started a Google Baba. Morning rituals, best morning rituals. So I came up across two books. One was Robin Sharma, The 5 Club, and second was Morning Miracles. It was book by uh, I'm not able to recall his name. Okay, so I came about this two book, and then I started doing a lot of research on morning rituals. And I thought, what is this morning rituals? Let me do something. And I was never habitual to wake up at to wake up at 5 o'clock. Every book told me I'm going to wake up at 5 o'clock. I thought, ki, how I can wake up at 5 o'clock from 9 o'clock suddenly at 5 o'clock. So 9 o'clock I started to wake up at 8:30. From 8:30 at 8 o'clock, 7:30, 6:30, and then I started to become habitual to wake up at 5 o'clock. And then I started doing my morning rituals. I started every morning. I will wake up. I will stand in front of mirror. I will do some rituals. I will write my gratitude, my goal writing, and boom, I followed the third principle also. All these three principles which I followed, it really impacted me, and it gave me a new shift to my life. So this is how my transformation journey started.
Wow, wow, amazing. I have loads of questions for you now. But before that, thanks to all the people who are watching. I can see their viewers, I can see the loves, and I can see comments here. Please remember that the more you interact, that's how I'm gonna. So Amol has been very nice to me, and he has agreed to give the e-copy of his book, Magic of Failure, free to the people who's gonna interact, right? So, and I see a lot of interaction here. Let me, Amol, I'll just take a moment and share it with you as well. So Dr. Rajesh Arora says, great. I think this is when you were talking about the three principle and all your story, everything. Uh, Pooja Single says, I'm a proud mentee of Mr. Amol Karale. Gratitude. Fantastic, Pooja. And another comment from Pooja is morning ritual miracle program changed my life and mindset. I fantastic. And I can surely agree on that as well. So now let's come back to the 3 points again, right? So first question I have is that when the mentor Dave asked you for a fee of 1 lakh rupees, because see what happens is a lot of people, they go and do a lot of things, right? But there are very less people who actually go ahead with the thought that okay, I'll invest, right? Now you probably had a very difficult job. You were still there, but you had all your challenges, right? And we know now by the entire family background, and let's agree to the fact a lakh of rupees is a lot of rupees. Okay, how did you manage yourself and your family to invest that money?
Okay, obviously, first of all, I never told my family that I'm investing 1 lakh in my personal development. My dad would have never agreed. I'm lucky to have a great, beautiful wife. I told my wife I'm making investment of 1 lakh, and believe me, I didn't have that money. I borrowed it from my wife. Uh, because obviously, I was a very good child. Whatever money I will make, I'll give to my dad. So my dad was knowing my salary. I never hided anything from my dad or from my parents. But whatever money I will make, I will give every money to my dad. I never asked him the question, "Ki, what you are doing with my money." So that was the culture, that was upbringing which I when I started my first job, my dad told me, whatever money you are making, you need to give to me. I will save it for you. See, again, like everyone has a different culture, so it's okay. Till 2018, I would give money to my parents, everything. And that time I never believed in saving. I never had that kind of mindset to keep some money to me. I will tell my dad, like, dad, I'm not making 1 lakh, I'm making no. I did have that kind of mindset. So obviously I didn't have that money also. I just had around 5,000, 10,000 in my account. And obviously my wife also didn't have that money, but my wife borrowed with someone. Okay, my wife borrowed, and that's how I invested in it. So typically that time it was not 1 lakh, it was 80,000, I guess. 80,000 was the fee. And because see, I was ready, Amit, because it was high time to do something. I didn't want to live a mediocre life, and I'm really, really, really uh, happy that I did that investment. I did an investment, and that investment, imagine if I would have not invested 80,000 in 2018, I would have never make 1 crore, 1 crore plus. Okay, the 80,000 has given me that 1 crore. So obviously now I have invested a lot of, till now I have invested around 18 to 20 like in my personal development. I have few new mentors in my life. I have some international mentors. And last 2 months, I think 2 week backs, I've invested around 8 lakhs in one of my mentor. He's my new mentor now. Okay. So obviously you need to keep learning, you need to keep growing. You can't be at one stage. You need to keep growing. You need to have different perspective and all that stuff. Yeah, but money is in abundance. And if I wouldn't have invested that time 80,000, I would have never reached at this position. So that's how I did it.
Wow. Wow. And before I say all this, I have one more comment. Even Dr. Rajesh says, really appreciate and impressed. Absolutely. Wow. This is it. It's the conviction, the determination that you had at that moment, which made you do so many things. And 80,000 to a crore, and I'm sure there will be much more. That because I'm personally very assured that people like you, they are not there for the money aspect. For it's more from how you're gonna change people's life. And I know you've done it many. I am one of your examples, and I see Pooja again saying so inspiring, and there are many more who are watching. Now let's come back to the morning rituals, miracles. I find this very, very intriguing and interesting. Could you share more? What exactly happens there? What do you do?
uh, I think morning ritual miracle was my turning point of my life when I started doing. See what happened, Amit. Obviously, morning ritual has changed my life. But in 2019, I realized there are so many people who want to build great morning rituals, who really want to change their mindset. And I did a survey. Okay, see, I just didn't came up with morning rituals. कि हाँ मुझे अभी morning ritual पढ़ाना है लोगों को. No, no, no. I did a lot of bit of research. I did some survey, and I got around, there were 200 people who filled that survey form when I started the journey. Okay, I built a community. I was doing a lot of videos. I built my community, and around 150, 200 people had filled that form. And I was shocked to see that many people have a mindset problem. 90% when I went through that survey, okay, and when I did his research, it was shocking to me that 90% people like me have a mindset issue. I thought I'm only the person who have self-image issue, who don't have confidence, who have a fear. But I realized 90% of people are going through these mindset challenges. And then I thought, oh my God, this is the big problem that I need to take care of. I need to solve this problem for other people. And that's how this morning ritual came into existence. But now, to tell people to wake up at 5 o'clock, it is not easy, because there are some people who are mad like me, who have a burning desire, who are pagal to wake up at every morning at 4:30 and to do morning ritual with a lot of energy. To convince people was not easy, very challenging. Not to tell people to wake up at 5 o'clock. I thought, ki, I need to give it a try. But again, when I started this product, my few friends told me, Amol, this morning ritual will not work. You're mad. One of my friends told me, Amol, I had similar kind of program, but it didn't work. It will not work for you. Oh my God. And this was like, should I start or shouldn't I start? Should I start or shouldn't I start? And I think he was also true, because he thought it's not difficult. Not everyone had a burning desire like you. Not everyone wants to transform life like you. I told my mentor, Dave, Dave, this is the plan which I'm planning. What do you think? He told, go ahead, start. If your heart says good, go ahead. And I started. I just got one person in my first day, second person after 1 week, third person, and then I started doing it for free. I never charged people. For 3 months, I did morning ritual free, absolutely free, just to give result to people. And boom, after 2 months, my first batch told me, Amol, this works. And I got my proof of concept. And then I decided this is my program. And there were two things: either I will record that session, I will send the recording, or I'll be present live. But then I realized, if I started recording the session, would people do this every morning? They will go through online and they'll see my recording. They'll do. I thought, no, it's not possible. I thought I need to handhold people, because I was had a burning desire. I can do my morning ritual by my own, but there's so many people who need a guidance, who need a support, who need a hand holding. I thought, okay, no, I will not do any kind of recording, because I know recording doesn't work. No one has changed their life just by watching online, and hardly 5% of people complete the recording. And I thought, I want to be present live. And then I started my first batch in around May or June 2019, where I teach 12 steps of morning ritual. 12 steps of morning ritual. The first, obviously, we start with deep breathing exercise. Then we start with prayer. Okay, now most of the people pray for themselves. God, please, mera din acha jaye. Please give me some business and all that stuff. But no, this is not the prayer. You can't be selfish. You need to do a prayer where you want to pray for other people, then you pray for yourself. After prayer, we have a gratitude exercise. In gratitude, I teach people how to be grateful and how to be thankful for all the things that God and universe has gifted you. Most of the people always complain. They always crib. But I taught them that you should be grateful for a beautiful life. You should be grateful for your parents. You should be grateful for your sister, for your brother, for your spouse, for your kids, for the job, for the money which you are making. And I have 15 minutes gratitude exercise, which we do with. And that was the life changing for most of the people, because they never had been grateful for being thankful for everything that you had. Imagine your mom gives you birth. She keeps you for 9 months in her womb. Are you really grateful for your parents? Your mom and dad has taught you how to walk, how to tea, how to talk, how to eat. Your parents have went through so many failures and struggle just to make you successful. Are you really grateful for your parents? Do you really love your parents? Are you really grateful for the job which you have got? Are you really grateful for the money which you are making? Or you're always complaining? Or always you're comparing your life with someone? That made a different shift in most of the people life. Then I started teaching them self-love. Amit, the problem is most of the people don't love themselves. I was the guy, I would always hate myself. There's no self-love. They are always waiting for external love. My mom doesn't love me, dad doesn't love me, my spouse doesn't love me. I told people, first start loving yourself. I came up with this new exercise which is called mirror self-love, where you stand in front of mirror. Just you need to imagine that you have a beautiful red rose in your hand. You're going for a candlelight dinner with yourself. Be grateful that your mom and your dad has given a beautiful name. You'll take your name and you'll propose yourself. For example, Amol, I love you. Keep your right hand on your heart and keep saying, Amol, I love you. I started with self-love. I started teaching people, love yourself. I will tell people to kiss yourself, to hug yourself. These are basic things where people are not understanding. Early morning, imagine when you tell to yourself, Amol, or whatever your name is, that Amit, I love you. When you're standing in front of mirror, when you're hugging yourself, when you're kissing yourself, when you're kissing your hands, imagine what you're doing. You're grateful that God and universe has given you everything in your life. And then I start telling people, write great things about your life early morning. and they start writing beautiful things about your life. I start telling them, no, you might have got some awards, some recognitions, you've got some strength, start writing it. And that was an aha moment for everyone. They came to know about their passion and purpose just by writing the story. Then I will tell people the next ritual is all about doing some exercise. I'll play some beautiful song, they will do the exercise. And one of my favorite song, I'm the legend, I'm born to win, where I will teach people how to do affirmation. Affirmations are very important. People don't understand. And again, don't do affirmations just for namesake. You need to do affirmations with a lot of feelings, with emotions, with certainty. Like few affirmations which I teach to my community. I love myself. I'm the greatest. I'm freaking awesome. I'm fearless and powerful. I'm smiling, happy, energetic, fit, and active. I'm world class. I'm born to win. I'm the best. And we do these affirmations with a lot of energy. Imagine 100 plus people, they are doing these rituals, they're doing these affirmations. Transformation starts happening. Then I teach them people how to install powerful belief in subconscious mind. So this is something which I people who are going through some belief problem. This I and everything is in my book. Everything they will get in this book. They just need to read out this with a lot of certainty with emotions and feelings, and boom. I'm really grateful to my another mentor Avinash who taught me on how to install powerful belief in subconscious mind. And then we do incantation, we do dance, and then we end our session with national anthem. So this is how everything has been properly planned. So it's a 2 hours ritual. And now I've introduced new things in my rituals. We have yoga sessions. One of my mentee, Lalita, she takes 20 minutes yoga session. One of my mentee, Dr. Chetna, she takes laughter therapy. She takes session on facial yoga and all that stuff. So I have introduced a lot of new concepts. On every Saturday, we have a storytelling. We have a book reading session. So a lot of things have changed in the MRM thing. Yeah.
Wow, wow. You've blown my mind away, and I'm pretty sure you've blown everybody's mind away here. Wow. It's like self-love. I was just blown away with that because I completely agree. Most of the people get up and they hate themselves. Okay, they really hate the day, and they're like, "Oh my God, aaj fir jana hai." So I can imagine, and let me ask you, and people stick around for all the 2 hours, right? I mean, they love it. Hello, Amol, you
Yeah,
there? Yeah,
yeah.
sorry. Yeah. No. I was just saying that, and people love the entire 2 hours, right? They're all with you and all charged up. So when you said exercise, you actually make them physically do something as
Yes, jumping
well.
jacks,
Wow.
Surya Namaskar, we have yoga sessions. They do yoga, and literally 80, 70, 80% people switch on their video and they do this. And it's amazing to
Wow.
see. Some people have lost 3 kgs, some people have lost 2 kgs, some people have become mentally strong. Some people have had a great relationship. One of my mentee, he didn't have a great relationship with his wife. They were about to get divorced. But just by doing this ritual, both husband and wife joined this MRM. I was able to save their both of the relationship just
Wow.
by taking
Wow.
some things to do.
That's just awesome. That is just awesome. Fantastic. Wow. So now, how many people you have in your MRM these days, and do you like have now batches, or how do you manage?
Yeah, at this point of time, I have more than 110 people in my
Wow.
rituals early morning, and all these people show up. And I have 11 team leaders. 11 team leaders. I have like it's just not about program. Like Amit, MRM is a family. It's a community which I have built, and all the people get 11 team leaders, and all the team leaders are caring. All the team leaders have 10, 15 people in there, and their job is to see that people are not losing the track. So it's a more personalized program because I really want to give 100% results. And I mean, not to brag, uh, 30%, 30 to 40% people renew every month.
Wow.
Okay, this program is for 1 month. They pay 7,000 for 1 month, but like as soon as this 1 month get over, they renew. If you see my renewal, I'm not bragging, but yes, in the industry, I think this program is getting more renewals than other people. And again,
Wow.
I don't force anyone. People they renew themselves. See why people do this? Because they're seeing the transformation. Not to
Yeah.
brag,
Yeah.
but they're seeing the transformation.
And I'm just sharing Pooja's
Yeah.
transformation. There you go. I had lost 7 kgs. I
And
know
one,
personally. Sorry.
yeah, yeah. And one more thing, Ahmed, like I give 30 days money back guarantee in my program, but I have never got any kind of refundable cases. 100% non-refundable. No one has asked
Mm,
refund. Not to
fantastic.
brag, but to say to whoever is watching me, I want to inspire everyone. It works. Morning ritual works. You need to start doing it if you are really serious about your life. It works like a magic. You can do it by yourself. I'm not here to sell or to promote my program. I'm just trying to say one thing, guys. Get serious about your life and start doing some rituals. Whether you wake up at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, but do some rituals that will
True.
help you to grow. See, one thing, people are just running behind money. They want to make money. They want to make 1 crore, 2 crore, 3 crore. It's good to have dreams. It's good. But people are not understanding. It's not about skills. It's all about your perspective towards life. And it's all about working on your foundation. If your foundation is not strong, if your roots are not strong, forget about making money. And what is roots? What is the foundation? Your foundation is your mindset, your self-image, your limiting belief, your habits, your attitude. And are you really overcoming all the fears? The moment you work on your foundation, making money will not be difficult. That's what people
True.
need to understand. They need to work on the foundation.
Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. And yeah, no, I think you're doing a fantastic job, and you can brag about it because because the results are there. So definitely you can brag about that. It's not, and it's a fact. Wow, this has been exciting. So now, so Amol, tell me, so what's now happening? So I know you're now version 2.0. So are we going to see a version 2. Sorry, 3.0? What's your plan now?
It's
What's your
already,
plan?
I think it's already version 3.0 now, but I don't want to change the name. Version 2.0 is good.
Okay.
Just to it's to take, like, it's from how you go from a current situation to a desired situation. So your current situation, your desired, and the gap which you have, and the gap which you have filled. And I think obviously I've reached at version 3.0, but I will, that's the name which my friend gave me, and I don't want to change that. And I'm really thankful to my friend who gave me this name, Amol, your version 2.0. That's how my program name started. Be your version 2.0 and live your dream life. And a lot of
True.
things are happening at this point of
Mhm.
time. But yes, a lot of initiatives have started, new initiatives. And it's just about, see, the intention to start this initiative is just to serve people, to help people. Money is a byproduct. I firmly believe in it. I have never worked for money. Yeah, money is good, but how you make money, that's important. And one thing which I want to tell to everyone, guys, the more value you add, the more you help people to achieve their goals and dreams, the more money you will make. This is my first business where I have not struggled for money. I've not taken a debt. I don't have any debt. I've never been through tough time in the last 2.5 years by God's grace, because I have a blessings from a lot of people. And all that blessings have been converted into money.
True. True.
It's very
True.
important.
Absolutely. Absolutely true. Fantastic. Fantastic. With that, I'm almost at the end of our show. I have one question that I still have to ask. I ask this to all my lovely guests. And the question is that, do you think sharing stories impact? Basically, my show, stories that impact. Do you think that sharing stories
Oh
can impact?
yes, oh yes, 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 yes. Guys, story plays a very important role. And I'm really thankful to my mentor, my public speaker mentor, Praveen. He inspired me to share my story. And I never shared my story of my failure till 2018. Never. I thought कि मेरे story से I don't have that powerful story. People will not listen to me. I'm failing 12th, I'm failing graduation, I'm failing three business. Who will listen to me? But believe me, the moment I become vulnerable, authentic, and honest, that's the reason of how I built my business. And still, I remember, Amit, when we were discussing in a one-on-one, I told you, you are in a right field, you're in a right niche, because stories can heal someone. Stories are like medicines. Stories
Absolutely.
can save someone's life. Stories can change someone's life. And trust me, Amit, you are really doing a beautiful job. And I'm really grateful that you listen to me. I will not forget our first one-on-one call where you got that breakthrough moment and you took it seriously. You took massive actions to reach over here, and you are really doing a beautiful work. So good job, Amit. And whatever episodes I've seen, few of your speakers, everyone had a different story. But yes, I think people should be vulnerable if they really want to. People should be authentic. And people see you. People don't understand. You can't always show your good side of your life. You have been through some struggle, and that's the reason you have reached over here. So why don't you share? Why don't you become vulnerable? Why don't you become honest? And I think this is the platform which you are giving to people to share their stories, so that you can inspire by this show to a lot of people.
True,
It
true.
works.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you for those kind words. And yes, I still remember that day. And it was our first session itself. And I still remember when I told you that when you mentioned about this, and I had this tingle in my body. And I know that tingling is a very different tingling. And that's where I realized that, okay, I need to get into that. And I'm very happy that I'm at the 46th episode and with my mentor now on the show, and some amazing people who have been through, and some amazing people who are going to be coming up on the shows as well. So, with that, we are at the end of our show. I have the winner I need to decide, and without any doubt, I think. Uh, Pooja is gonna be the person who is going to receive the free ebook of from Amol, and that's
I
the
think, I
magic
think,
of
I think,
media.
I think
So
Pooja doesn't need my book. She might have read my book. She's one of my mentee, and she's an amazing soul. She transformed her life, and I'm hats off to her to commitment. Yeah, she went through some personal problem the last couple of months, but I'm sure she will bounce back. But she's an amazing mentee of mine.
fantastic, fantastic, and she says yes.
Yeah.
She is very happy and proud. All right. So again, congratulations, Pooja. And I know you might have the physical copy. I have the physical copy as well, and it's always nice to enjoy the digital one as well. So with that, I would like to end the show. So if you want to connect now, you can just, I have already put Amol's link there. So it's very simple. And I'm sorry, I'm just struggling with my mouse. Yeah. It's very simple actually. Just go to amolkarale.com and you will find all the information there. You can find him on YouTube. You can find him everywhere. You can just Google and you'll find all the information related to him. Of course, connect with him. He'll get back to you. And if you have questions regarding MRM and anything that you want to know to change your life to make it better, to make your life into version 2.0. And if you want to come to my show, just ping me and I'll connect with you and we'll talk it further. Amol, and I always tell you, Amol sir, thank you very much once again for blessing my show. And I wish you loads and loads and loads and loads of good luck. And to all your mentees as well. Soon you touch million is far. Soon you touch billions of life. And one day we're gonna have a show here in Australia where I will get to call you and we'll do the next session live together. Uh, so until then, thank you very much. And to all my lovely audience, thank you for staying back. And for all those who are going to listen, please share your comments later as well. So again, thank you very much, Amol. And
Thank
God
you.
bless.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Take care.